Hello YouTube, welcome back to J&J Pick'em. My name is Juan. Last week I went 9-7. My overall record is 18-14.
Hey guys, my name is Josh. Last week I went 9-7 also, and my overall record's 21-11. We didn't do that great last week, but let's get into week 3. Let's start off with Thursday Night Football.
Okay, so for Thursday Night Football, we have the New York Giants versus the San Francisco 49ers. To be honest, for this game, I have the Niners. They've been doing great for the past 2 weeks. The Giants have not looked great at all. Last week they did do good, but it was against a weak Cardinals team.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. The Niners have been looking very good. They came up with 2 great W's, and the Giants played horrible the first half. I think they're down like 21-0 or 21-3, and then they did end up coming back, but I don't think their defense is doing too well, especially against the Cardinals. I think they should have had an easy W, but it took them a long time to get that win. But like Juan said, we both got the Niners. I think this should be a fairly easy one. So for this next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons playing the Detroit Lions. How about Bijan Robinson? He had a great game, over 130 yards rushing. Desmond Ridder does have to play a little bit better, but he has been spreading the ball. Drake London did have a touchdown this week, not like last week. And the Lions did lose against the Seahawks, but I think they played pretty well. It was just one pick six from Jared Goff that kind of killed their mood. But for this game, I think it's going to be a really close one. But I got the Lions winning. I think Jared Goff's going to bounce back. David Montgomery did get injured, so I expect Jamar Gibbs to get a bigger role. And I think that's going to let the Lions win this game against the Falcons.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Lions should come off with the win. The Falcons did beat the Packers last week, but I feel like the Packers were injured. They were missing big players like Christian Watson,
Yep.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, you guys are missing a lot of players, so I think that helped the Falcons win last week.
Yeah, and I feel like the Lions, they have a complete team right now, so it's not going to be such an easy game like last week.
Yeah, I agree with that. So we both got the Lions winning this matchup. So for this next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Minnesota Vikings. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Both their defenses didn't play great last week. The Vikings let DeAndre Swift get 170 rushing yards on them. I think their defense is trash. I said they're one of the worst in the league. But offensively, Kirk Cousins, 4 touchdowns. Jefferson did his thing. TJ Hawkins had 2 touchdowns. The Chargers, offensively, Keenan Allen did a great thing last week also. But I think both of these defenses are great. So I think it's a toss-up. I think you could choose any team. But I'm going to just go with the Chargers with the edge. I think even though Austin Eckler's most likely going to be out, they're going to be able to run the ball against the Vikings. So I think the Chargers are going to win this one.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings for this week. I feel like both of these teams are having a similar season. They're both 0-2 right now. But I just feel like the Vikings are going to be able to pull off the win. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very close game, but I'm going to have to go with the Vikings just because Kirk Cousins has been on fire.
Yep.
Justin Jefferson cannot be stopped. And I feel like they're going to come out with the win.
Yeah, that's very true. You have some good points there. So I got the Chargers winning, and Juan has the Vikings winning this game.
For the next game, we have the Saints versus the Packers. For this game, I'm obviously going to go with my team, the Packers. I feel like as long as Aaron Jones is healthy and able to play, we should come out with the win. If he is not in and able to play, I feel like we might struggle a little, but for sure, this is going to be a low-scoring game. Both teams have really good defenses. I know the Saints have been on fire with Derek Carr throwing it to Olave and Michael Thomas. But I feel like the Packers should be able to get a win as long as the team is healthy and we get back David Bakhtiari and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game also. I'm not going to go with the Packers, though. I'm going to go with the Saints. I think the Packers' run defense has been a little suspect this past week, especially against Bijan Robinson. I will tell you this, though. Derek Carr has been getting sacked a lot, especially against the Panthers. He got sacked 4 times. But I think he could get it done with Chris Olave and Michael Thomas. They did their thing last week. And like you said, their defense is good. So I think this should be a good defensive matchup. But I'm going to just lean towards the Saints. I think they've been playing a little bit more better and they've been a little more consistent. So for this next game, we got the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Even though the Texans lost last week, CJ Stroud looked pretty good. He had over 300 yards. He had at least 1 touchdown. He looked pretty solid. They just couldn't come up with a W. Their defense wasn't playing too well. And as for the Jaguars, I think they put up a good matchup against the Chiefs. Of course, it's a defending champ, so everyone's going to struggle against them. But I feel like they just got to establish the run more. ETN only had 55 yards. I feel like he deserves to get more carries. But I do see the Jaguars winning this game. It's a division matchup, and I feel like they do good always against the Texans. So I got the Jaguars winning this game.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you for this one. I feel like the Jaguars should come off with the win. Trevor Lawrence didn't play too good last week, but I feel like he's going to have an easier matchup against the Houston Texans. So I got the Jaguars coming off with the win. I feel like the Texans are going to have to keep up with the big score. And I just don't feel like they're going to have the defense to stop the Jaguars.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only way Texans are going to keep it close is if CJ Stroud keeps scoring touchdowns like he did last week. So we both got the Jaguars winning this game.
For the next game, we have the Dolphins versus the Broncos. For this game, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I feel like they should come out with the win this week. They did struggle against a very good Patriots defense last week. The Broncos don't have too good of an offense, and if they want to stay in this game, they're going to need to put up points. Russell Wilson has been struggling all season, and I just don't see this being the game where he finally comes back and gets a win.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. The Dolphins have been playing amazing. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have been doing great, and they finally established some run game with Raheem Mostert. Like you said, for the Broncos to win this game, Russell Wilson's going to have to put up a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. He almost did it last week against the Commanders. That Hail Mary was a good throw. They couldn't convert on the 2-point conversion, but this week's going to be a little bit more tougher, especially since the Dolphins defense has been stepping up. So, like Juan said, we both got the Dolphins beating the Broncos this week. For this next game, we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Cleveland Browns. So the Titans did surprise me last week. Derrick Henry did play very well. Traylon Burks had a few good touches. But I think the Browns are going to win this one. Even though they lost Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, I think that's his first name, he played really well in his absence. They did lose to the Steelers, but I think it's because of their offensive line. Deshaun Watson got sacked a lot, but I think Amari Cooper should step up. That Ford guy who's replacing Nick Chubb should step up. And I think the Titans defense is suspect at times. Like last week, Keenan Allen had a few touchdowns on them. So hopefully Amari Cooper can do the same thing. So for that reason, I got the Browns winning this week.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. I feel like the Titans should be able to come off with the win. Their team has been playing better than I expected, but I feel like Deshaun Watson has not been playing like everyone expected to. He got a big contract, and we all know what happens when that big contract hits. I feel like he's declining, and he'll get one good pass, and all of a sudden, he's putting the ball at risk or doing a sloppy throw.
Yeah, we'll have to agree that he's been playing up to par. But for this game, I do have the Browns, and Juan has the Titans.
For the next game, we have the Bills versus the Commanders. For this game, I'm going to have to go with the Bills. I know the Commanders are 2-0, but if you look at it, they played the Cardinals and the Broncos, two very weak teams. And the Bills, I feel like after last week, we can all say that they're finally back. They did amazing against the Raiders. They put up lots of yards, and that run game looked incredible.
Yeah, the Bills played amazing against my Raiders. James Cook had 123 yards. Gabe Davis had a touchdown, and Josh Allen played great. Like you said, the Commanders have played two weak teams, but I do got to give credit to Sam Howell. He's a good quarterback, and he's not playing like a rookie. He's playing like a veteran. He's very poised. So for that reason, I think it could be a close game, but like Juan said, I got the Bills also. So I think both of us think that the Bills should win this game against the Commanders. For this next game, we got the Colts versus the Ravens. Ravens played amazing last week. They beat a division matchup against the Bengals. They're looking like they're the best in the NFC North. I'm going to be honest. They've been playing very well. I will say, though, the Colts, Anthony Richardson, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. He did get injured. I don't know if he's going to play this week. He is in concussion protocol. But Gardner Minshew did pretty good in his absence. I don't know what's going to happen this game with the Colts, but I do know that the Ravens are going to win this one. It might be close. It might be a blowout. Who knows? It all depends how Lamar Jackson does for the Ravens. But I do see the Ravens beating the Colts this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like the Ravens have been playing very good. The Ravens offense have been able to protect Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews is back, which is amazing for the Ravens because he has his number 1 target back.
Yep.
So for this week, me and Josh are both going with the Ravens.
For the next game, we got the Patriots versus the Jets. The Jets played pretty bad against the Cowboys last week. I know the Cowboys have a great defense, but you still can't come up with that performance. Breece Hall only had 4 carries. Garrett Wilson only had 2 catches. He did have a touchdown, but if you're going to feed your best players very little, you're not going to do great on the field. And then as for the Patriots, I think the reason they're 0-2 is because they don't come up with big plays. Mac Jones plays very safe, and I think they run the ball a lot with Stevenson, even though he is their best player. I do see the Patriots winning this game. Zach Wilson's throwing 3 interceptions with the Jets. I don't see him doing any good work against the Patriots, especially since their defense is pretty good. They've been in contention with the Dolphins, and week 1 when they played against the Eagles, they only lost by a touchdown or less. So I do see the Patriots winning this one against the Jets.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like the Patriots should be able to come off with the win. I feel like this is going to be a very close game, but as long as Mac Jones is able to protect the ball, the offensive line is able to give Mac Jones a little bit more time for him to get the ball to his wide receivers, then I feel like they should be able to come out with the win.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they should play a little bit better this week, especially against a struggling Zach Wilson and the Jets. So we both got the Patriots winning this week.
For the next game, we have the Seahawks versus the Panthers. For this game, I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I just feel like Geno Smith should be able to outplay Bryce Young. The Panthers looked great last week, but the Seahawks just came off a big win against the Lions. I feel like they're going to keep that momentum onto the next game. and come out with another big win.
Yeah, I also got the Seahawks winning this game. I don't think Bryce Young looked too well, I'm gonna be honest, and Miles Sanders isn't playing great. Adam Thielen did have a touchdown, but I see the Seahawks winning this game. Like you said, they came off a big one against the Lions. Kenneth Walker had 2 touchdowns, Tyler Lockett looked good, and Geno Smith is just getting better week by week. So I think the Seahawks should win this game. So we both got the Seahawks beating the Panthers this week.
For the next game, we have the Bears versus the Chiefs. For this game, I feel like we're all going with the Chiefs. The Bears have honestly been struggling. I feel like Justin Fields has not been playing to the expectations that we had for him this season. Justin Fields is going to be playing for his starting position, but I just feel like this is not going to be the game where he's able to get a win. I feel like the Chiefs are on fire, and it's the defending Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, I'm asked to disagree. Give me the Chicago... Psych, bro. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. Justin Fields has upset me so much. This guy had a wide open receiver for a touchdown, and he missed him. He took the sack instead. I was a big Justin Fields fan in Ohio State, but I don't know what he's doing in the Bears offense. I don't know if it's an offensive coordinator or if it's him, but they're just not good offensively. Travis Kelce came back. He had 4 catches and a touchdown. I feel like he could have had more receptions and more yards, but it's a Super Bowl chance, bro. The Chiefs are going to beat the Bears. They're struggling so much, so I got the Chiefs winning this one, and Juan does too. Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. I will say this. The Cardinals started off great last week. Joshua Dobbs did good. James Conner had good rushing yards, but they just choked in the second half, and it was because of their defense. And guess what? It's just going to get harder. They're playing the best defense in the league probably, outside of the Niners. The Cowboys have a great defense, and then Dak and CeeDee Lamb have been connecting super well. Tony Pollard has been doing great in the run game also. I think the Cowboys have a great overall team, and Cowboys fans, this might be your year. So I got the Cowboys being the Cardinals this week.
Yeah, I'm going to have to easily agree with you on this one. The Cowboys are on fire. They look like a Super Bowl team. To be honest, the Cardinals have been struggling for the past 2 games. They lost to the Commanders, and they choked so bad to the Giants. I feel like that would have been their game to come back and make a statement, but they proved to us that they're the same team that...
They always have been.
Yeah, a very weak team.
So we both got the Cowboys winning this one, and it should be an easy matchup. For this next game, we got my Raiders versus Steelers. We got a great Sunday night matchup. I will say this, the Raiders played horrible last week. Josh Jacobs had -2 or -6 yards the whole game. But I do see us coming back. I think Jimmy Garoppolo should have a great game with Devontae Adams. I don't know how our defense is going to do, but like Juan said, Kenny Pickett threw an interception last week, and I don't know if he's going to do great against the Raiders. I will say this, the only scary part is the Steelers defense has been playing great, but I think it's going to be an amazing Sunday night matchup. I think it's going to be very defensive, but I got the Raiders winning this game.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. I feel like the Raiders are going to win. They're at home, and I just don't feel like the Steelers defense is going to be able to come up with another win. Pickett, we all know, he throws picks. He's trash, and honestly, I'm not a big fan of him, but I feel like Jimmy G is going to show us the same player he was with the Niners. He's going to connect with a couple touchdowns to Devontae Adams. I'm saying at least 2, and I see a Josh Jacobs touchdown, and I just see the Raiders coming back and getting a big win.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. Everyone should be excited for the Sunday night matchup, and we both got the Raiders winning this one. All right, for this next game, we got the Eagles versus Buccaneers. This is a matchup of 2 2-0 teams. They're both undefeated. The Buccaneers looked great last week. Their defense stepped up, and then Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans are connecting. I remember fantasy owners said Mike Evans wasn't going to do great because Baker's his quarterback, but hey, he proved everyone wrong. As for the Eagles, they played amazing against the Vikings. I feel like their defense could have done a little bit better, but in terms of the run game, like I said, DeAndre Swift, 170 yards. Jalen Hurts had a QB sneak. They're looking good. They're looking like the Super Bowl contenders they were last year. So I got the Eagles winning this one, but I think it should be a close game.
For this one, I feel like this is going to be the upset of the week. I feel like the Buccaneers are going to stop the Eagles' run game. Baker Mayfield should be able to get a couple touchdowns to Mike Evans. And I just feel like the Buccaneers are going to put up lots of points in the beginning of the game. And the Eagles are going to try to play from behind. For some reason, I just feel like the Buccaneers are going to upset the Eagles this week.
Yeah, I can see this being a close game, and an upset could definitely happen. But like I said, I'm going to have the Eagles this week, and Juan's going to get the Bucs this week. For the next game, we got Super Bowl matchup. We got the Rams versus the Bengals. We are recording this on Tuesday, so we don't know if Joe Burrow's going to play this Sunday, Monday night. But if he does play, I got the Bengals winning this one. They are 0-2. I feel like I'm just rooting for them to win a game. So I feel like I'm just going to go with them because I feel like their offense has to step up at some point in this season. But the Rams are playing a lot better. Puka is doing really great. I think he's the first rookie to have that many receptions. I think he has 20 receptions. And they're doing great without Cooper Kupp. So I do see this being a close game. And if the Rams do win, I wouldn't be surprised. But I got the Bengals winning this one. one if Joe Burrow plays. If he doesn't, then I might have to go with the Rams.
Yeah, for this one, I'm going to go with the Rams. I just don't feel like Joe Burrow's going to be playing this week. And if he is, he's going to have an injury. And the Rams are going to be able to be on him. And he's going to exit that game early. But I feel like everybody has been doubting the Rams just because of Cooper Kupp. He's not playing. And I feel like they proved to us that they don't need Cooper Kupp. They're able to get big wins. They won a division game against the Seahawks. And they barely lost to the Niners. So I feel like the Bengals haven't been playing too great. And I see a Rams win coming this week.
Yeah, it should be a close game, so anything could happen. I guess we just got to find out if Joe Burrow does play this game or not. But this is going to be our last Monday night game of the week, and it's going to be a good one.
So these are going to be our picks for week 3. Thank you for listening to another week of J&J Pick'em. My name's Juan.
And I'm Josh, and these were our picks. I will say we did get 9 wins each last week, but I think we're going to do a way better week this week, and I hope you guys stay tuned. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next week.